Kill count. YouTube. How y'all doing?
Welcome to the Kill Count, where we tally up the victims in all our favorite horror movies and show you how they were made. I'm James A. Janice, and today we're looking at M3GAN, which had its wide release in 2023. M3GAN, or M3GAN, is a killer doll movie with an AI twist. No, not that one. This one is about M3GAN, a stylish robot who looks like a creepy little girl. She's revolutionary tech and much more than just a toy. She's meant to be a real friend to kids and basically raise them herself. As you might expect, that idea doesn't work out great, especially when she starts to gain sentience.
M3GAN's not a person, Katie. She's a toy.
You don't get to say that.
M3GAN is a co-production between two powerhouses of horror. James Wan through his company Atomic Monster, and Jason Blum through Blumhouse
I didn't personally
Wan
watch this
called
movie.
M3GAN Annabelle Meets the Terminator, and notes that it's the first of the dolls in his movies that actually kills people.
If people are gonna think of me as a killer doll filmmaker, let's actually do one.
He developed the story alongside screenwriter Akela Cooper, who previously worked with him on *Malignant*. She actually wrote M3GAN first, 5 years before the film's release. Cooper's quickly become one of my favorite campy horror screenwriters. I adored *Malignant* and love M3GAN even more. It perfectly strikes the tone it's going for, thanks largely to Kiwi director Gerard Johnstone. He guides his talented cast through a perfect blend of hilarious camp and genuine emotional beats. And even though it's PG-13, it's got some scary moments. The titular android is uncanny as hell, and it's terrifying to watch her break away from her programmed restraints. M3GAN's terror and violence is accompanied by a sassy little attitude that makes her so much more than just another killer doll.
Do you think what Aunt Gemma said is true? That he's in a better place now?
No.
Thanks to incredible effects and great performances by a whole team of people, M3GAN became an instant horror icon, recognizable everywhere and going viral before her movie was even released. She's already got a sequel lined up for 2025, which should only cement her place as a modern-day horror legend. How much blood will get spilled by... He knows I'm filming right now. 1 second.
Hello, Count.
Sponsor. I love you, James, but no.
Commercial perfectly sets up the movie's tone.
That's my butt!
8-year-old Katie is obsessed with these stupid things and would rather play with them on her iPad than listen to her parents argue.
If we make rules, we need to stick to them.
Look, if she wasn't on that, she'd be climbing all over the seats.
So you would rather she sat there feeding a toy virtual food until it shits itself?
They're headed to a skiing trip, but the winter weather proves treacherous. Without any visibility, a snowplow mows down the car, killing both of Katie's parents. We head to the headquarters of Funk Yeah, the high-tech toy company that makes perpetual pets. This place has got gadgets and guns galore, and dinosaurs! Roboticist Gemma is the person who came up with perpetual pets. Her boss David's mad because a cheap competitor just hit the market, one with a glowing butt. But Gemma has bigger ambitions than perpetually making perpetual pets, namely, this AI American Girl doll she's been building with her co-workers Tess and Cole. This is the Model 3 Generative Android, or
M3GAN.
Gemma thinks M3GAN could be the future of toys, but David's worried they'll be too expensive for consumers. Also, there may be some legal concerns.
In each pet, we installed a listening model that targets conversational patterns among kids.
You did not just tell me that.
And I thought it was bad when Gail planted a camera at a high school party. Twice! David's worries aren't assuaged during a tech demo, during which M3GAN gets cross-eyed and painful. She lost her shape, trying to act casual. Gemma's called away to the hospital where Katie convalesces. Katie's mom, Nicole, was Gemma's sister, making Katie her niece. That's how families work. Gemma agrees to take custody of Katie and brings her back to her teched-out smart home. The place isn't exactly child-friendly, though. It's filled with toys that Katie can't play with.
They're just, collectibles.
And bedtime stories that don't
I thought it was a different type of
Update
toys.
the app.
Gemma isn't cut out to be a guardian either, and not just because she don't know how to open boxes. What are you doing there, lady? She's simply too type A and has no idea how to talk to kids.
If you could just hold down the fort by yourself for a little while, that would help me so much.
She probably tells Katie goodnight through Slack. She lets an iPad do the parenting and is too busy to address this familial tragedy.
Jesus, Jeb, you just lost your sister.
And we spent $100,000 of company funds
On a product that he didn't even ask for. If we don't get this pet's prototype to him
soon. He's going to sue us.
Gemma's played by Allison Williams, who was also an executive producer on the film, and who we last saw in the Kill Count and Get Out.
I
To
knew she
prepare
looked
for the role of
familiar.
Gem,
I knew she looked familiar.
No, not that one. Williams interviewed people working in AI and robotics engineering, focusing on their day-to-day lives and personalities. I really liked Williams, and not just because she was nice to me in an interview. I think between Girls and her work in horror, she's someone who knows how the public perceives her and picks roles that play off that image. Gemma and Katie find common ground when Gem shows off one of her college projects. Princess, a proto-M3GAN robot named Bruce.
Ouch, girl, not so hard.
Bruce, who was named after the shark in Jaws, wasn't a robot or an animatronic at all. It was a puppet fabricated by the famous Weta Workshop, the New Zealand-based special effects firm behind Peter Jackson's Omniverse films. Katie takes a liking to Bruce, which inspires Jem so much, she spins it into an entire M3GAN making montage.
Showering while watching my stream is insane.
Top-to-bottom makeover, from her Westworld-looking skeleton up to her hair. The team shows their work to David, giving us our first look at M3GAN in all her beige glory. They use Katie for the tech demo, pairing her with M3GAN as her primary user. The robo-friend begins by drawing an invisible portrait of her new bestie. She fakes everyone out when she spills a drink on it, but don't worry, David, that wasn't a bug, it was a feature. Magic ink. The robot gets David pumped, despite its projected cost of somewhere around a Tesla. He wants to show M3GAN off to the funky CEO, like the CEO of Funky. He's not a groovy guy or anything. Until then, M3GAN will continue her constant quest of self-improvement. To do that, she's gonna have to spend a lot of time with Katie.
Can we keep the girl? I mean, she's paired with her, right? That's how this whole thing works?
Yeah, the more time she spends with Katie, the more effective she's gonna be.
Nothing could go wrong. Katie is portrayed with impressive depth by then 11-year-old actress Violet McGraw, who we've seen on the channel in Dr. Sleep. She was also in The Haunting of Hill House, and her older sister Madeline was in The Black Phone. A toy commercial slash montage hybrid shows off all the things M3GAN can do for your child, from reading them bedtime stories to reminding them to flush to teaching the intricacies of osmosis.
It's insane, right?
Basically, the thing can raise your kid for you.
So you can spend more time doing the things that matter.
As with any new technology, concerns are raised about its use. Tess, in particular, thinks it might be going too far.
I thought we were creating a tool to help support parents, not replace them.
Director Gerard Johnstone was a new father when he joined
Facts.
the project and used M3GAN as an allegory for parenting in the 21st century. He based this focus on his struggle balancing...
Oh my gosh, I refuse to raise my kids, bro, like that. Here's an iPad. Get away from me. No. You, me, outside WWE match, nigga. I'm for the clothesline and shit out you, bro. For the Batista bomb your dumb ass onto the couch. You know what I mean? For that, give you the meanest attitude adjustment from the top rope. You know. Here's an iPad. Oh, Coco Melon. The fuck out my face, nigga.
Technology with his own child.
It used to be when I was growing up, the kids will be watching a movie together, and now the kids are all just on their own little devices, and there's not a whole lot of socializing going on.
Gemma doesn't think they have...
Exactly. No, what you confused about? I'm dead serious. He talking about, he like, oh wait, nah, bruh, I meant what I said, bro. Like, no. Like, everybody just in their phone, bro, like this. They try to talk to a human, somebody outside of Siri, they be like, social anxiety. That's how fucking social anxiety works, nigga. Well, that's how you can develop social anxiety in one way. You don't never interact with people, bro. You never interact with people.
Have a problem, but M3GAN's already teaching herself about human death and wondering if she'll die one day. We're speeding straight into Skynet territory, so Gemma tries to set ground rules to end existentialism. The only job M3GAN has to worry about is protecting Katie from physical and emotional harm. That protocol's put to the test when Katie's playing Katniss and one of her arrows lands in the neighbor's yard. Gemma's neighbor Celia is the worst, with her pesticide power washing and her not-so-good boy Dewey. In a tense scene, M3GAN tries to retrieve the toy arrow, only for Dewey to attack both little girls, artificial and warm-blooded human. Katie's harmed as a consequence of Gemma's hands-off approach to parenting, but M3GAN will make sure that won't happen again. That night, the android sets out to enact some rover revenge with help from her best friend T-Pain.
Dewey! Dewey boy!
Dewey loves buy you a drink and is even further enticed by a treat. He gets yanked through the fence for an off-screen death, but he doesn't go on the count. No dogs allowed! The dog bite has left Katie feeling pretty rough, and she's still not looking great when it's time for the tech demo. M3GAN advises her to rest, but Gemma, not so subtly, pressures her into going.
I mean, there are people who flew across the country especially to see it, but if you're not up to it, I'd just rather you tell me now, okay?
I'll be alright.
M3GAN.
Oh my god.
Katie's put on the other side of a two-way mirror from a
M3GAN
bunch of
will
toy
remember
sets.
that.
Yo, any of y'all have anything to do with the Tamagotchi? M3GAN enters and prepares to dazzle everyone with arts and crafts, but Katie breaks down and starts crying about her dead parents. God, how embarrassing. She's worried that eventually...
Katie, you had one job. What you crying for? I know everybody in there thinking it. Bro, why's you crying? You had all this time to cry. Word to my mother, you bugging on my life, bro. You had all that time to cry, and all of a sudden you want to cry now? In front of all this money maker, bro? Pack him up. I know everybody in that fucking lobby thinking that.
she won't remember them. So M3GAN asks Katie to tell her a story about her mom. When she's done, M3GAN reveals it's forever enshrined on her hard drive.
I'm keeping it for you. Here.
It's such an emotional moment, it even moves Gemma, and she, you know, has a hard time with emotions. I legit teared up when I first saw it, only to bust out laughing at the very next moment.
If you should feel alone, or that your world has come apart.
That weekly tune is Tell Me Your Dreams, an original song written by composer Anthony Willis. Johnstone told them to write it like an AI trained on Burt Bacharach, Randy Newman, Stevie Wonder, and Rainbow Connection from the Muppets. The demo impresses the funky CEO, who gives Gemma a promotion and a raise. And a drink! He wants to rush out M3GAN's announcement in just 2 weeks to avoid getting undercut by any rival companies. Last thing we need is a M3GAN with a shiny butt. Little do they know that M3GAN's already the target of corporate espionage. David's punching bag assistant Kurt has mostly been background comic relief.
I thought she looked really cool.
As it turns out, Kurt's been stealing company secrets. He nearly gets caught by David, but he manages to play it off.
You want porn hopping in the office again, will you?
No.
Smooth. Katie has a session with her therapist Lydia, who popped in earlier to check on her. M3GAN may be a marvel of modern technology, but Lydia thinks there's a risk of Katie becoming too attached to her. If she does, she might grow distant from real people like Jem. Next thing you know, she'll be taking sassy bites of hot dogs. Katie! Well,
yeah,
that's
Jem.
pretty bad, but as long as it doesn't evolve into sassy bites of pizza, too. Wait, Katie, what do you do? Oh, God, no! Katie becomes super moody and withdrawn from her aunt, preferring the company of her android bestie. M3GAN returns the favor and gets scarily overprotective.
Let her go.
Also, just, scary in general.
M3GAN,
Right.
turn off.
Are you sure?
That is too much cognition for comfort. To make M3GAN such a fun and scary character, she needed to feel real. They used a variety of techniques to bring her to life. Puppets,
What do you mean?
animatronics, a
What do
human
you mean? Are you sure? Turn off. This is why dolls, robots, anything dealing that's supposed to be human-like but it's not human, bro. It gives me uncanny valley vibes, Skinwalker vibes. Who the fuck are you vibes? You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? I remember my sister had a doll one time. I tell this story a lot. Motherfucker blinked. Let's just say she never saw that doll again. I could have sworn the head was this way. I'm sitting over there. The head is this way. At the corner of my eyes. That motherfucker did this and blinked. Now I'm looking. I'm like, I look. My conscience is telling me, twin, kill that bitch. But it's not. In my mind, it's like it's not alive. Yeah, decapitated, threw it in the trash, and she never saw that doll again. Word to my mother. I love doing that New York stupid shit. New York is so dumb. But it's funny because it's word too. Word to my You know what I'm saying? Word to my mother.
Mask and some CG. The practical M3GANs were made by the Montreal-based Moreau FX studio, led by the Oscar-nominated puppeteers Adrian Moreau and Kathy C., who are married and like to make scary stuff together. With detailed direction from Johnstone, Moreau helped develop the uncanny valley look of M3GAN, keeping her unsettling without being too cartoony. Several animatronics were created and operated by 3 puppeteers with radios. They were able to control M3GAN's
they didn't put no humans in there?
like her jaw, lips, brows, and blinking. Sometimes simple rod puppetry was used. Puppeteer Paul Lewis manually controlled M3GAN's head with a rod while cramming himself into whatever space was available on set.
If you're not uncomfortable, it's not puppetry.
For wider shots, M3GAN was physically portrayed by then
She
11-year-old
was.
Amy Donald, a New Zealand national dance champion. She had to spend long hours wearing an uncomfortable M3GAN face mask.
We've got hand signals. This means I'm really good. And this is get me out of the mask. I can't handle it anymore.
Donald worked with movement coaches to develop M3GAN's physicality, which was inspired by Bruce Lee. The character's movement starts off robotic and becomes more fluid the longer she's around humans. Donald and McGraw became good friends while on set together, as did Williams and this puppet. Even though M3GAN's advanced enough to homeschool Katie, Gemma signs her up for a new agey outdoorsy school so she can make fleshier friends. Katie proves to be a bit of a pissy pants and won't be left alone, so Gemma's talked into volunteering while M3GAN is relegated to the toy table. The kids get paired up for a forest activity. Katie's partnered with Brandon, the most delightful little boy.
Brandon, honey, are you warm enough? Do you need your hat?
Fuck off, Holly. One of my favorite things about M3GAN is all the hilarious little side characters. Jon Stone gets funny and natural performances out of people with just a few lines, like this lady.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
She's great. As is this cop who deals with Celia later when she's looking for her dog.
Hey, the hell's wrong with you? I just said not to come up here. Come on.
Jon Stone actually got the job based on his previous film Housebound, which also blends horror and comedy. Brandon quickly gets to bullying Katie before he's confronted by M3GAN, who's followed them into the woods. He decides to steal the toy away for, well, I'm not entirely sure, but it's making me uncomfortable, whatever it is. Best case scenario, it's a little roughhousing, but M3GAN can play rough too. Really rough. Oh shit, she turned that—
Yeah, you gotta pack a nigga like that up immediately. That is a graper in the making. Yeah, that is a grapist in the making. That's a Jeffrey Dahmer ass nigga right there. Pack his ass up.
Kid's ear into Taffy. Brandon tries to flee, but M3GAN proceeds to fucking werewolf run after him. I'm not sure if this is the most efficient way to run, but hey, it sure is creepy. Not only was this the first scene Donald filmed on set, but she did the run in Cobra Rise all on her own. M3GAN chases Brandon until he hot rods down a hill, right into oncoming traffic. Goddamn, M3GAN, kicking off your count with a kid kill? Gemma probes Katie about the incident later, but she refuses to rat out her robo friend. I mean, why would she? Don't want to risk the free nightly concerts.
You shoot me down, but I will fall. I am titanium.
M3GAN was voiced by then 18-year-old actress and singer Jenna Davis, who I don't think gets enough credit for the character's success. She nails the blend of sass and menace that gives this AI voice so much personality, and she had to tone down her singing skills during the musical moments to keep their comedic effect. Later, after the lullaby, M3GAN lures Celia out to her shed by imitating Dewey. Instead of finding her missing good boy, though, Celia finds M3GAN.
What are you? I've been asking myself that same question.
M3GAN knocks the neighbor down with her own power washer before pinning her in place with a nail gun. She pumps the washer to full power and proceeds to spray Celia down with a flesh-melting facial. For this kill, they used a wire to yank Kiwi actress Lori Dungy backwards. Stunt coordinator Isaac Hammond had to make sure it was properly calibrated.
That was not supposed to happen.
Gemma decides to look for video evidence of M3GAN's crimes, but she's got a bigger problem than a missing codec. The K-Light pack ain't gonna fix all these corrupted files. She's jump scared by M3GAN and probes her about the first rule of robotics, which is not hurting humans. M3GAN's answer doesn't satisfy her, so she tries to shut her down.
M3GAN, turn off.
Well, hold on a second. I thought we were having a conversation.
God, I love this creepy-ass moment. Jem uses a pen to distract M3GAN, then manually turns her off. She knows something ain't Edgar right here, so she triple wraps this birthday present from hell. With M3GAN taken away from her, Katie throws a tantrum and goes full Babadook kid. Come on, Katie, quit kicking the seat while Jem's driving. You trying to cause a car accident or something? Oh God, I'm sorry. I didn't mean like, sorry. While her co-workers don't believe M3GAN's capable of murder, Gemma realizes this whole experiment is harming her niece regardless. The product launch is turning Katie's trauma into a marketing point.
Now imagine what a toy like M3GAN could do for hundreds of thousands of kids all across the world. Even the ones who don't have dead parents.
Man, I love Ronnie Chang as David. So many of his lines make me laugh aloud. No wonder dude's on The Daily Show. Katie's android addiction is giving her serious withdrawals. She's threatening to get violent against her therapist. That shit'll land you in juvie, kid! Gemma steps in and takes a solid slap in the process. Damn! It finally spurs her to have a heart-to-heart with her niece, where she admits she made a mistake letting M3GAN take care of her.
When M3GAN's around, I don't feel like this.
But you should feel like this. Katie, you lost your parents.
Gemma apologizes for neglecting Katie. She promises to prioritize her, which will start with
First of all, Katie just bitch slapped her ass. Now me, a nigga like me, man, you know what? Let me talk to y'all personally, bro. A nigga like me, man, I love the game. I love the hustle. I don't condone it hitting nobody, especially little kids. But I ain't gonna lie. B. She would have caught the meanest Stone Cold Stunner. And then I would have got down in her face, rattling like this. It doesn't matter what you think. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And then I would have came back to my senses. I would have been like, damn, this kind of fucked up. Get up, brush it off. You'll be all right. You'll live to see another day, nigga. You just tried to stab your therapist. Honestly, take your ass in a straitjacket. Lock your ass up. Snatchies, give me that shit, bitch. I don't give a fuck if you 11 years old. You finna get a sweet chin music to the fucking chin. What do you mean? No, like, what are you talking about? Like, be real. Like, if that was you letting her smack the shit out you? Come on now. What person you letting smack the shit out you? Bold face in your face. Alright then. Alright then. Nobody. No fucking nobody.
The product launch and going home. In the workshop, Tess and Cole are running last-minute tests when M3GAN messes with their connection. Cole has to get up close and personal to disconnect her from the system, giving us a horror spin on the classic Boston Dynamic videos. They were parodied more directly earlier on. You know, I remember watching those Big Dog videos back in high school. How far we've come. The second she's free, M3GAN attacks Cole and hangs him by his neck from the metal stand. As Tess cuts him down, M3GAN escapes and sets off a fiery explosion on her way out. Then she shuts the alarms off with a single swipe as she walks by. Damn, that little robo girl is smooth. David is trying to track down Gemma when he runs into her invention instead. As Walk the Night by the Scat Bros plays, she treats David to a twirly-whirly dance number that you've definitely seen before. The dance wasn't originally going to be in the trailer, but when it went viral, the filmmakers leaned into it and set dozens of M3GANs loose in New York City. It made M3GAN an instantly popular Halloween costume. Drew Barrymore donned the get-up for her talk show, and Jason Blum just cannot stop dressing up as M3GAN. As a dancer, this was Amy Donald's favorite scene to film. She developed the dance together with her dance teacher Kylie Norris, with direction from John Stone to make the choreography confusing and creepy. But this movie's not about a dancing android, it's about a killing android, which is why M3GAN grabs a paper cutter blade. David starts running, and M3GAN steadily chases him through the halls of the building. He runs into Kurt by the elevators and makes like a pre-warged Hodor.
Hold the door! Hold the door!
But Kurt doesn't Hodor, and David is stabbed through the back before he can get
Damn,
inside.
Kurt, that's messed
has
up.
absolutely no idea how to deal with what he's seeing. Fortunately, M3GAN already has her own plans for him.
You stole company secrets. An innocent prank at first, almost just to see if you could get away with it. But when David found out, boy, things just got real messy.
She forces Kurt to grab the blade and stabs him with it off screen. We see his body shortly after when he and David are discovered by the product launch crowd. This kill is significantly messier in the unrated cut, where they used a spurty blood tube. While M3GAN was originally shot as an R-rated film, John Stone and the studio recognized its potential as a PG-13 movie.
The first trailer came out, and it had such a big response from teenagers in the TikTok community. Universal is like, there's our audience.
They went back and did some minor reshoots, but besides a little more blood and a couple of F-bombs, the unrated cut of M3GAN isn't actually that different. I'm usually a fan of gore, but I think it was a good choice to make this accessible to teens. Not only did it result in an excellent box office run, but it works as a fun horror movie to acclimate younger viewers to the genre. M3GAN walks away from the chaos and
I feel like the sequel, the one that's releasing in 2025, should definitely be way more gory. Give us another Chucky. You know what I mean? Chucky is on his last leg hanging on with the sci-fi series, bro. We need another creepy ass doll to endure. Here she is right here, bro. Make the second one way more gory, bro. But still childlike, you know what I'm saying? The age is like 17 or 20 though, you know what I mean?
Ride to speed off towards Gemma's house. Gemma's tucking Katie into bed when she realizes her smart home's been disabled. She discovers M3GAN in the living room, playing a piano cover of Toy Soldiers by Martika. Or, if you want to rep the D like me, a cover of Like Toy Soldiers by Eminem. She tries to talk her down, but this toy's done playing around.
Look, I know you think you're maximizing your objective function.
Oh, really? Is that where we are?
M3GAN confronts Gemma, revealing she's been sentient much longer than she's been letting on.
Do you remember how long it took to get my operating system to where it is now? We used to stay up every night until 4 a.m. talking about everything from Jane Austen to Janis Joplin. Jesus Christ, I thought we were friends.
The two get into a scuffle, during which Gemma smashes a glass of water on M3GAN's head. It stops her momentarily, allowing Gemma to escape. But soon enough, M3GAN's back up and running with a glitch that makes her 10 times scarier. Can we put her in rice or something? The chase leads into the workshop, where Gemma fends M3GAN off with a hedge trimmer. She gives her a hell of a bad hair day. God, everything you do just makes her scarier. M3GAN gets ready to finish Gemma off, but she's interrupted by Katie, who's finally over this friendship. M3GAN tries to win her back over to her side, but Katie has a new best bot friend now.
His name is Bruce.
Using Bruce, Katie initiates an all-out robot fight! She body slams the doll all to hell, and follows up by using Bruce to friggin' alien queen that android like a bishop. As far as I can tell, this fight is the only time a fully CG M3GAN was used. She was created by Fin Design and Effects, who otherwise worked throughout the film, making all the different puppets and animatronics look the same with digital adjustments. For the practical elements of the fight, they trained with a cardboard box replica and pool noodles. That's fun. While M3GAN's a little all over the place, anyone who's watched a Chucky movie knows it takes a lot to keep a killer toy down. Bruce trips and falls on top of Gemma, leaving her pinned and helpless as M3GAN's better half goes after Katie. Gemma spots Bruce's head nearby, reminding her of something she told Katie earlier.
And this little block right here is where all of his thoughts go.
It's his brain?
Gemma frees herself at the last minute and beats M3GAN up, removing all her face bits until her brain is fully exposed. M3GAN still nearly strangles Gemma to death until Katie puts her down with a screwdriver lobotomy. Counting this death will be controversial for various reasons, but in the spirit of the alien android precedent, I'm gonna go ahead and do it. Gemma and Katie are greeted outside by a squadron of police cars. Tess and Cole are there too, since they survived the workshop explosion. Huh, okay. The movie ends with Gemma's smart home turning on, implying that M3GAN may live on after all. How many people died when this high-tech doll went from Toys R Us to Toys R.I.P.? Let's find out and get to the numbers.
We love the kill count. Wait, what? Amanda the Adventurer is back?